and about 17, 18 years ago, I decided to get into the industry. I'm from Minnesota here by St. Paul and Minneapolis. I've been here all my life, basically. And I started a real estate license in 1997, but it took until 2005 where I came up with an idea that created a referral group and a brokerage full of licenses and criminal agents. Ever since then, I've been growing my real estate brokerage. Over the last part of the brokerage that we've changed our model slightly, but it's nice that for the last couple of years now that I've been working with great staff that we brought back to my original business plan in 2002 actually. So as we've changed a little bit with the market, we're kind of back to being a traditional broker. I will have to double check our roster and what we refer to as a branch, sometimes also called a team. And some of these groups have larger, smaller teams, but there are actually about, I think, 10 or 11 brick and mortar buildings that our agents can walk in and out of. 6 of them are privately owned by our teams or branches, and then the other 5 are offices that are part of our lease program that are accessible for all of our agents. So really, there's about 7 branches of the company in Minnesota, and I guess we also add Duluth, Minnesota, and it looks like we may have one activating down in Arizona shortly. Well, there's a mix. I do have some teams that are basically just high-producing teams, and other teams that are smaller that are on a similar program that we offer branches. So as our program becomes more popular, we're kind of firming up the criteria or requiring them to have brick and mortar, which in the past we haven't. So I really would like to have more branches of the company. That's our business plan, but it just seems very simple that really they're kind of real estate teams. I've been trying to look for a kind of a dynamic way to help grow the brokerage, and a few of the things that I've done is I called a very high level brokerage in the U.S. called Sotheby's. Actually, is a worldwide brokerage. And one of the reasons I did that was because in the downtown environments where condo prices are very high, I thought that might be a way to kind of use a magnetic marketing approach to attract certain talents in the industry to come and join our company. To the other end of the spectrum, I figured was offering 100% commission, whereas the Sotheby's brand would supply so many levels of service and quality and prestige to take a large chunk of an agent's commission. The other end of the spectrum, I figured, is there's thousands of agents, there's tens of thousands of agents that can use a 100% program, and for several reasons. One is that they're sophisticated enough to take the additional income that they can make and put it back into building their own business. And then on the other end of that spectrum, there's agents that might only do a few or half a dozen transactions a year. So in that regards, I try to view my business similar to a CPA firm or an accounting office, whereas your tax person might do your taxes for $300 to $600 a year, and they see you one time, and that's it. Whereas if I bring in an agent into my company and I put them on a 100% commission program, they may only do a few transactions, but the worth of that person is much more than just a few $100s. Also, the fact that they know other realtors in the industry that they can refer to our company. So the basis of it is kind of a magnetic marketing program that we don't have to explain in detail. It's very simple. What's your program? Well, our program's 100%. What's the catch? Well, there isn't a catch. It's 100%. We offered something similar starting in 2010. It was very similar. However, at the time, it required agents to pay about $200 a month to be a member. And over a few years in there, I looked at the program and determined what type of services we were offering. At that time, we were more of a niche boutique real estate company. And now what I did is I said, okay, what were my original company goals and how large do I want to grow my brokerage? So I removed the monthly dues, and then we used to have something close to 100%, like a 98% program. Whereas I could take 1% and allocate it to insurance and 1% and allocate it to a new broker staff. So here's what I decided. What I decided is that my program would be mine to decide, and I would worry about the profit and loss. So I would take that burden on my shoulders. Even though I don't want to offer, even though we're going to offer a 100% program, myself selling real estate in the past, I wanted to still offer value as a brokerage. So what I decided to do is move this to 100% last year, and that would be, the beginning of 2016. And what I decided to do is let my sales and recruiting people talk 100% so that they could use that magnet type of marketing and make your pitch simple, whereas I would personally just worry about the profit and loss of the company and watch it grow. So I'm able to manage my staff accordingly and my office expenses, and the program's working for us. We're doing several things, and this is kind of what I was building up to, is not so much when we offered it, but why we offered it and how we're going about it. One of the things I don't want to sacrifice is having some type of level of quality. There's been many other 100% brokerages and programs offered. However, agents are hesitant to work with them, or they've tried them and they decide to leave and go to another company for several reasons. The biggest one I feel is that they feel that there isn't support. And I've heard this several times, that agents feel they're not getting support, and they're like, great, I can have a 100% program, but I'm still a person here and I need some help professionally in my profession. So what we've done is we've added a handful of staff to help accommodate anybody. We're able to economically afford this because the majority of our staff can be answered through the phone and via internet, just like this, through screen shares anytime, which basically helps any agent. An agent can be in one part of the state and call into the helpline and get whatever help they need. So we have physical offices that agents can have local administrative staff help them with Christmas card mailing, just regular flyer mailing, monthly newsletters. And then we have a help desk where agents can help with contracts. So, for example, I'm the broker. I help everybody craft their purchase agreements if they need the help. And they don't have to drive into the office and sit down to do it. They can call me from their cell phone, from their car or their house, and I can walk them through the PA. So now our staff will also do the same thing. They can help them craft addendums and counter offers and send them around to their clients if they need it. We are on a 100% program, so I ask them to use that carefully, but if they're in a pinch, we want to be here to help. We've recently added an employee that strictly is helping agents when they transfer over, create their signs, their business cards, transfer their logos, and build themselves with a website so that they can have a professional online image and attract new customers. And so these technology things and design things, I don't want those to be the headache of somebody who says, I just want to sell real estate. So I have a real estate agent that comes here. I don't need them banging their head against the wall trying to move logos around, and we've just decided to add that as another service that we offer. In-house, when somebody submits their contract for our compliance reasons, we have them upload them to a website that I've created, which is called our Transaction Management Portal. When they decide to upload these documents, which is very simple for the user, the agent can upload them, they press submit, and a copy is sent to 3 of us. Right now, just 3 of us. So whichever one of us decide to look at the agreements first, we get back to them and let them know maybe they're missing a page, maybe they're scanned and go through correctly, it needs to be legible, or maybe they missed a signature, and we can get back to them and maybe add a couple suggestions. Maybe they should add some other verbiage to their contract. So we have that level of support here too.